He was hours away from taking the stage. Thousands of fans were already on their way to see him perform. But the concert would never happen. One of Colombia's biggest music stars, a man who had just made history by becoming the first artist to sell out the country's largest stadium, was gone in an instant. This is the story of Yeison Jiménez and what happened on what should have been just another day on tour. What's up, everyone? This one's going to be different. We're talking about something that just happened, something real and heartbreaking. Out of respect for Yeison Jiménez, his family, and everyone affected by this tragedy, we're going to handle this carefully and with the dignity it deserves. Let's talk about who Yeison Jiménez was, because understanding his journey makes this loss even more profound. Yeison Jiménez wasn't born into privilege. He came from humble beginnings in Colombia, and his early life was marked by real struggle. But instead of letting circumstances define him, he poured everything into music. He became known for blending traditional Mexican ranchera music with deep Colombian roots, creating something that resonated across Latin America and beyond. What made Yeison special wasn't just his voice. It was his authenticity. When he sang about struggle, heartbreak, and fighting to make something of yourself, people believed every word because he had lived it. His lyrics weren't written by teams of professional songwriters in fancy studios. They came from his soul, from real experiences. And the success he achieved was extraordinary. By 2024, he had sold out Bogotá's Movistar Arena 3 times. But that wasn't enough. In early 2025, Yeison became the first Colombian artist ever to sell out Bogotá's El Campín Stadium. Think about that. The largest stadium in the country, and he was the first Colombian to fill it. That's not just success, that's history. His music was categorized as música popular, a genre that speaks to everyday people, to their lives and struggles. And Yeison embodied that completely. He never forgot where he came from. That's why fans didn't just admire his talent. They loved him as a person. He was one of them. He represented what was possible. On January 10, 2025, Yeison had a concert scheduled near Medellin. It was supposed to be a routine show, the kind he'd done hundreds of times before. Fans had been buying tickets for weeks, excited to see him perform. According to confirmed reports, Yeison was traveling with members of his close team and the flight crew on a domestic flight within Colombia. Something went wrong during the flight. The details are still being investigated, but what we know is this: there was a crash and no one survived. All the people on board lost their lives that day. Not just Yeison, but the people who worked with him, who believed in his vision, who were part of his journey. Families lost loved ones. Children lost parents. The Colombian music world lost some of its own. The news started spreading online almost immediately. At first, it was just rumors. People were hoping it wasn't true, that maybe the information was wrong, that maybe Yeison wasn't actually on that flight. But then the official confirmation came. Yeison's team posted a statement that hit like a punch to the gut. With heavy hearts and indescribable grief, Yeison Jiménez's organization and team deeply regret to announce his passing. But it was the next part that really captured who he was. Today, we not only say goodbye to an artist, we say goodbye to a son, a brother, a friend, a human being full of dreams and courage, who transformed his story into a source of hope for thousands. A source of hope. That's what he had become. Not just an entertainer, but actual hope for people who saw their own struggles in his story. Meanwhile, near Medellin, something heartbreaking was unfolding. Thousands of fans were heading to the venue where Yeison was supposed to perform. Some were already there, posting pictures, talking about how excited they were. Others were still on their way, stuck in traffic, running late, completely unaware. Imagine that moment. You've been counting down the days. You've been listening to his music all week, getting hyped. Maybe you're going with friends, maybe with family. Maybe this is your first time seeing Yeison live, or maybe you've seen him before. and you know how incredible his shows are. You're singing his songs under your breath as you make your way to the venue. And then your phone buzzes. Someone sends you a link. You read the headline and your stomach drops. The show is canceled, but not because of weather, not because of technical problems, because the artist is gone. That venue should have been electric that night. Instead, it became a place of collective mourning. Fans who showed up hugged strangers and cried together. Some stood in silence, unable to process what they'd just learned. Some refused to believe it. Those concert tickets stopped being just tickets. They became artifacts of a moment that would never happen, of a future that was taken away without warning. Social media flooded with tributes. Fans shared their favorite songs, posted videos from past concerts, wrote about what Yeison's music meant to them. Fellow artists expressed their shock and grief. The entire Latin music community was reeling. What Yeison Jiménez leaves behind is more than just music, though his recordings will absolutely live on. People will continue discovering his songs for years to come, being moved by his voice, finding meaning in his words. But his real legacy goes deeper. Yeison proved something important. You don't need to come from money or connections to make it. He showed that staying true to yourself and your roots isn't just the right thing to do. It can also be the path to incredible success. He broke barriers. He made history. He opened doors for others. For young people in Colombia, especially those from humble backgrounds like his, Yeison was living proof that dreams aren't just for other people. He was the guy who made it out, who made it big, and who never forgot where he came from, or who helped him along the way. And now he's gone. At 34 years old, he leaves behind a wife and 3 children who have to figure out how to move forward without him. Those kids will grow up with stories and recordings and videos, but they won't have their dad there for birthdays, graduations, and all the moments that matter. His wife lost her partner, the person she built a life with. The Colombian music industry lost someone special, someone who was pushing music popular to heights it had never reached before, and will never know what else he could have accomplished, what other records he might have broken, what other barriers he might have shattered, what other lives he might have touched with his music. This tragedy forces us to confront something we usually try to ignore: how fragile everything really is. Yeison woke up that morning with plans. He was going to travel, perform for thousands of people, probably head home afterwards. Normal stuff for someone at his level. Routine. He had no way of knowing those would be his final hours. None of us ever do. It also reminds us that the artists we love are human. We see them on stage, larger than life, commanding these massive crowds, and it's easy to forget they're people. They spend enormous amounts of time traveling, often pushing through exhaustion, constantly on the move, trying to bring their music to fans everywhere. The demands are intense, and sometimes the cost is unimaginable. Here's what I hope you take from this. Don't wait. If there's an artist whose music moves you, support them now. Go to that show. Stream their songs. Leave positive comments. Share their work with people you care about. Because tomorrow isn't guaranteed for any of us. Yeison Jiménez lived for 34 years. That's it. But in that time, he built something that will outlast him. He gave voice to people who felt unseen. He gave hope to people who felt stuck. He proved that your circumstances don't have to determine your destiny. And even though his life ended far too soon, the impact he made will echo through generations. This is the part that's hardest to accept. Yeison should still be here. He should be planning his next album, his next tour, watching his kids grow up, creating more music, inspiring more people. Instead, we're left with what he gave us and the painful knowledge that there won't be any more. To his wife and 3 children, I can't imagine what you're going through. To the families of everyone who is lost, the world mourns with you. And to Yeison's fans around the world who are hurting right now, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad about losing someone whose music meant something to you, even if you never met them personally. Yeison Jiménez transformed struggle into strength, pain into purpose, and a difficult beginning into an extraordinary story. He showed us what's possible when you refuse to give up on yourself and stay true to who you are. Rest in peace, Yeison. Gone way too soon, but never, ever forgotten. Thank you for watching. If Yeison's music touched your life, or if you just want to pay your respects, leave a comment below. Let's make this comment section a place where people can share their favorite songs, their memories, and celebrate the life he lived. If this video meant something to you, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you don't miss future content. Take care of yourselves. Tell the people you love that you love them. You never know what tomorrow brings. I'll see you in the next one.